Namaste. A very warm welcome to everybody on the Now Immerse podcast. So today this is an emergency podcast that we had created because there are some grievous incidents that are happening in Gopalganj, Bangladesh, uh, where we are seeing the administration and the Bangladeshi army has taken over this place, and there have been lots of killings, deaths reported from Gopalganj, Bangladesh. There are various media reports regarding people are injured. Allegedly, as of now, army has tortured and killed people. So we don't know the full report of this. So to know more about it, we have two guests with us. SM Faiyaz Hossain. He is a human rights activist, columnist from Australia. And we also have Anindya Nandi. He is a political
Namaskar.
analyst, a political activist from West Bengal. So, as both are Bengali speaking people, so we have gathered two individuals, people who are aware, who track the news from both sides, from West Bengal, from India side, and Faiyaz from the Bangladeshi perspective, to get the on ground report on what's happening in Gopalganj and what can be done about it, and what are the other bodies like UN and other bodies are doing to protect the political persecution of Bangladeshi people in Gopalganj. So, namaste to both of you.
Namaskar.
Namaste.
So, we will first start with Faiyaz because he has a better ground report on Gopalganj. So, Faiyaz, if you could, from your sources, if you could tell us what's really happening in Gopalganj on ground, and you can shed a bit more light into that incidents and other things.
Thank you so much. This incident that had happened recently is very touching for me because I'm actually from Gopalganj as well. My ancestors are from there, even though I was raised in Dhaka, but time to time I used to go there as well. And Gopalganj is a special district because in the 1971 war, they suffered special casualties. In Gopalganj, the Pakistani army made air attacks in Mukshedpur. And there were other genocides over there as well. So a lot of people in Gopalganj are from the genocide surviving families in the 1971 war. Recently, what happened was there is an unregistered political party known as the National Citizens Party, NCP. They are the coordinators of the July protest or unrest that led to the exile of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. And the Yunus government is trying their best to showcase this party and make them powerful and give them some muscles to leverage in Bangladesh politics. And due to that, one of the process that they induced was making these people go into a rally in many districts. But in terms of Gopalganj, they call this rally March to Gopalganj. Now, as people of Gopalganj are concerned, they have allowed rally from other political parties who were part of the July movement as well. For example, the BNP and the Jamaat, they held rally in Gopalganj. But only during the NCP rally, the problems occurred, the chaos occurred. That is because the people in Gopalganj were extremely devastated by the fact that the NCP attacked Dhanmondi 32, which is the house of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and that house was a pivotal house during the 1971 war and the pre-1971 independence struggle. All the meetings, all the gatherings, and that house offered like an institution for the birth of Bangladesh. So that house was desecrated, vandalized, looted, and a lot of hardline Islamist terrorists from Hizb ut-Tahrir and other organizations, they raised their flags, they waved their flags in joy in that house as well. Now, after that incident, another incident happened that the Awami League was temporarily banned, despite the fact that some interim advisors previously stated that Awami League will not be banned or Awami League will be allowed to reorganize. But they have contradicted themselves and banned the organization, defying UN principles, defying UN recommendations, and also they have banned the organization without a referendum. So these two things happened. And after these two things, even before going there, a lot of NCP leaders or activists, they were playing with the people of Bangladesh, playing with their emotions, and they were criticizing them about that the final destiny of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the Tungipara, where he is resting right now, his body is resting. They would burn and desecrate that place as well. So that touched the people of Gopalganj, and they called for a revolution against NCP, and they are the indigenous people of Gopalganj currently that are there among the people that are there. So the NCP are outsiders. The army are the army of the country, but they may not represent the people of Gopalganj, all of them. So during the NCP rally, the army was not initially there. The police was there, and then the people of Gopalganj, they tried to blockade the road. They put on trees and stuff, but the NCP still thought they should come and they must come. And despite knowing that the people are not really welcoming them, they still decided to go there. Now, after they went there, the chaos started to happen, and the police started to go away, and the NCP activists, a lot of them got scared, and then the army intervened, and then they gave their speech, and immediately after giving their speech, they had to escape from that place using the APC of Bangladesh Army. They had to get onto the APC and then escape. Now, traditionally, a lot of people in Bangladesh, they used to think that the NCP are very brave people, and they have a great moral bravery and courage. But in this incident, we saw that they had to escape from that using military vehicle, which is not necessarily something that we see in Bangladesh every day. There are many political parties, but this political party is unregistered. What is so special about them? The special is that this political party is known as a king's party, and the king is Muhammad Yunus, and this is his party. So, and then the army intervened, and then the army started shooting with lethal weapons. They use live ammunitions, and then till today, the official media report is that 5 people died. Even initially 4 people died, and then another person died in the hospital. But unofficial sources, including ICRF, they said that some said that more than 50 people died. Northeast News said that 19 people died. Other sources said that 21 people died. And the problem was that there was an immediate curfew after that incident. And then we have a lot of video footages as well. So in the curfew, what happened was there was a blackout. There was a lack of mobile network. There was lack of internet connectivity for the local people. And so we are not able to know the entire story, what happened there. And the curfew is still going on for the information. So the situation is really pathetic over there. And even after the curfew was launched, we received a lot of videos on social media where the army is seen torturing the people. They're beating them with sticks. And I would like to mention one point. A person named Ramjan Ali here, he was initially arrested by the police. But what happened was the police started beating him with slaps and punch, and the camera was recording. Now the same person died. If that person was arrested by the police, why would he die? He should be in the court. So there is a clear violation of human rights principles over here. Now, Bangladesh Army is known as the Army of Peace. They serve in the United Nations. But here, what we saw is totally different. We saw unprofessional behavior where the army, we have also seen videos where the army was instructed to shoot at these people. Now, these people did not have any firearms. They were not armed with pistols or AK-47s. They were just carrying sticks. Now, there were many other ways where the army could reconcile and army could stop this. But instead, they tried to do it in the harsh way. They tried to do in the easiest way for them is to pull the trigger. And that's what happened, and that's what led to the casualties, unfortunately. And the people of Gopalganj, they're still suffering. The families are suffering. And this suffering is continuing. I'm sorry, you are muted.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Fayaz, for this comprehensive report and ground level understanding and data on what's happening. I also, for the audience sake and people who are watching this, I have also created a small documentation uh, based on the reports received from various sources, including news, blogs, and others, to give a context to the audience that what happened, who were involved, the timelines were there. So I will then come back to Da. Anindo Da, uh, question to you is you are in India, you are a native Bengali speaker who lives in West Bengal. So there is a special affinity between these two countries because they share a lot of culture put together. They were one single region at one time. So how, from an Indian perspective, from a West Bengal person living in West Bengal, a Hindu, is looking at these events at Gopalganj right now?
Okay, fine. Let me first ask you one thing. Can I speak in Bengali? Because we are talking about Bangladesh and Bengalis. So I think speaking in
You can
Bengali would be
actually this
because
is a done yeah this is done for a like international audience because this video will be shared to many
okay, fine.
community
Okay, fine.
centers.
I'll
Mm,
use both. I'll use both. I'll use
yeah.
both because
Mm,
see,
mm,
the discussion we are actually having here right now, it should be heard by the common Bengali people also, I think. And then only our it would be some meaningful thing we'll be doing because only international community knowing all these things would not fulfill our purpose of discussion. See, what happened in Gopalganj is a very clear-cut political case, I think. It is a political case. What happened in Bangladesh after July 2024, this NCP, not the Indian NCP, it is Bangladeshi NCP. It is a new political party which is not yet registered. Uh, and they are demanding to break that two-party system in Bangladesh. Am I right, Mr. Fez?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
they are actually demanding to break the two-party system in Bangladesh, and they are claiming that they are a new political party, though it is not yet registered. The party name is NCP in English. It is National Citizens Party, and in Bengali they call it Jatiyo Nagorik Party (JNP). They call it like this. So, what happened actually in my analysis, opinion, or anything? See, Muhammad Yunus came into power, and when he came into power, BNP supported him. And BNP thought that by doing all these things, BNP can come into power. But Muhammad Yunus actually had some other plans. So he floated this party, this political party. He actually tried to break the political system of Bangladesh, and he's trying to float this party. And by through this party, he wants to come into power again in Bangladesh because demand for general elections are um, uh, it, demands are raising means there are many people they are raising demands for general election in Bangladesh. So new political parties should come into existence before the general election. So they took that this opportunity of anniversary of that July Revolution they call it. So they planned many marches, and this was another part of that July Revolution anniversary celebration. But this was special. Why special? Because it was in Gopalganj. Gopalganj, we all know that it is home of Mr. Mujibur Rahman, the Bongo Bandhu, we all know. So it is home of Mujibur Rahman. And these guys, these NCP people, they have already vandalized his residence, as Mr. Faiz said this. So, when they declared this march to Gopalganj, um, Awami League people, Chhatra League people, they feared that they may vandalize the mausoleum of Mr. Mujibur Rahman. So they went out in the streets to protest, to protect. And this thing actually, I think this was planned by the authority administration. They knew that when it is Gopalganj, the banned organization right now, Chhatra League is banned. So these organizations will come into the streets, and there will be some chaos. Administration knew that, and they actually planned this thing. As per my opinion goes, they actually planned this thing. When you listen to the demands of this NCP, this thing, they repeatedly say that we want to uh, demolish Mujibad from Bangladesh. They want to demolish Mujibad from Bangladesh. So they want to demolish Mujibad. What is Mujibad? What is Mujibism? You have to understand all these things. Why they are saying this? Mujibad is actually it is on four pillars actually. Mujibad, Mujibism, whatever you may call it. It is Bengali nationalism and what do you call it? Democracy, uh, and then
Socialism
socialism,
and
and
secularism.
then secularism. These are four pillars of Muslimism. And I think these people, these NCP people, they do not have any problem with three pillars of Mujibism. They have problems with only one pillar, and that is secularism. And this is the main case basically. These people actually want Bangladesh to become a radical Islamic country, and that is why they reject Mujibism outrightly. Because in Mujibism, in Mujibad, all the other communities living in Bangladesh are looked upon equally, and they do not like it. This is the main thing. Mr. Yunus do not like it. They want Bangladesh to become a completely radical Islamic country, and Mujibism is actually restricting them to do all these things. Mujibism is in the constitution of Bangladesh, so they want to change the constitution. That is why. So main problem is in the secularism. I'll repeat this all these things in Bangla also.
Hmm.
আমার মনে হয় আমার মনে হয় যে যে ঘটনাটা ঘটেছে গোপালগঞ্জে, সেই ঘটনাটা কমপ্লিটলি একটা পলিটিক্যাল ঘটনা। এবং এই ঘটনার পিছনে বাংলাদেশের যে এখন আপাতত যে অ্যাডমিনিস্ট্রেশন আছে, যে যে সরকার আছে, তারা এর সঙ্গে ওতপ্রোতভাবে জড়িত। আর তার কারণ হচ্ছে, যখন এই সরকার, মোহাম্মদ ইউনূসের সরকার যখন ক্ষমতায় আসে, তখন তারা তাদেরকে যদিও বিএনপি সাপোর্ট দিয়েছিল, বিএনপি এই সাপোর্ট দেয়াতে বিএনপি সেই সময় হয়তো মনে হয়ে থাকতে পারে যে by supporting Mohammad Yunus and opposing Sheikh Hasina and Awami League, they have a fair chance to come back into power. তো এটা তাদের মনে হয়েছিল, কিন্তু মোহাম্মদ ইউনূস ক্ষমতায় বসার পরে হি ফেল্ট দ্যাট দিস বিএনপি অ্যান্ড আওয়ামী লীগ দুটোই তার জন্য ঠিক নয়। হি শুড ফ্লোট এ নিউ পলিটিক্যাল পার্টি। সো একটা নতুন পলিটিক্যাল পার্টি তৈরি হয়েছে ওখানে, যদিও সেটা এখনো রেজিস্টার্ড হয়নি। তো পার্টিটার নাম হচ্ছে ন্যাশনাল সিটিজেন্স পার্টি, জাতীয় নাগরিক পার্টি। সেই পার্টিতে অনেক ধরনের, অনেকগুলো, প্রায় 4-5টা খুবই মানে র্যাডিক্যাল টাইপের কয়েকজন ছাত্র তারা নিজেদেরকে ক্লেম করেন, তারা আছেন, এবং তারা কমপ্লিটলি র্যাডিক্যাল বক্তব্য রাখেন, ক্লেরিক্সদের বক্তব্য রাখেন, রিলিজিয়াস ক্লেরিক্সদের বক্তব্য রাখেন, এবং সেটাকেই তারা বাংলাদেশের সংবিধান হিসেবে আগামী দিনে তুলে ধরতে চান। বাংলাদেশের ক্যারেক্টার হিসেবে, বাংলাদেশের ক্যারেক্টার যে আজকে পর্যন্ত বাংলাদেশের সংবিধান অনুযায়ী একটা ধর্মনিরপেক্ষ দেশ, একটা সমাজতান্ত্রিক দেশ, একটা গণতান্ত্রিক দেশ, যেখানে বাঙালি জাতীয়তাবাদ একটা বড় জায়গা রাখে, সেই জায়গাটাকে শেষ করে দিয়ে তারা কমপ্লিটলি একটা অ্যারাবিক ওরিয়েন্টেড মুসলিম র্যাডিক্যাল কান্ট্রিকে পরিণত করার জন্য তাদের চিন্তা ভাবনা এই চিন্তা ভাবনাটাকে বেসিক্যালি সরকার এখন পোষণ করছে। গোপালগঞ্জে যেটা হয়েছে, আরেকজন যিনি রয়েছেন বক্তা, উনি বলছিলেন একজনকার বিষয়ে, এক মৃতকের বিষয়ে, রমজান নামে। এই রমজান যখন অ্যারেস্ট হয়েছিল, তাকে যখন মারধর করা হচ্ছিল, সেই ভিডিও যেমন সামনে এসছে, তারপরে যখন তার মৃতদেহ যখন সামনে আসে, তখন দেখা যায় তার মৃতদেহতে গুলি ঢুকেছে শরীরের সাইড দিয়ে। পুলিশ ইজ ক্লেমিং কে ও পালিয়ে যাওয়ার চেষ্টা করছিল, আমাদেরকে ধাক্কা মেরে ফেলে দিয়ে তো আমরা গুলি করে দিয়েছি। কিন্তু বিষয় হচ্ছে যে এই যে পুরো ঘটনাটা, এটাকে কি পুলিশ আটকাতে পারতো না? ইভেন যখন তাদের এই এনসিপির যে প্রোগ্রাম চলছিল ওখানে, সেই এনসিপি প্রোগ্রামের উপরে যে সো কল্ড অ্যাটাক হয়েছে বাই ছাত্রলীগ, সেই অ্যাটাকটাকেও কি সামলানো যেত না? মোলোটভ চার্জ করা হয়েছে তাদের উপরে, সেই মোলোটভ চার্জ কি পুলিশের এত সাঁজোয়া গাড়ি, তারা কি সেগুলোকে সামলাতে পারতো না? আমার মনে হয় পারতো। আমার মনে হয় পুলিশ অ্যাকচুয়ালি অ্যাডমিনিস্ট্রেশন দে লেট ইট হ্যাপেন, বিকজ যতক্ষণ না পর্যন্ত কিছু এরকম জিনিস ঘটছে বা এটা এত এত ভয়ঙ্কর আকার সেটা নিচ্ছে, সাধারণ মানুষের ক্ষতি হচ্ছে, সাধারণ মানুষের পরিবার থেকে লোকজনদের মৃত্যু হচ্ছে, ততক্ষণ পর্যন্ত ছাত্রলীগ বলুন বা আওয়ামী লীগ বলুন, এদের প্রতি যে ঘৃণা, এদের প্রতি যে একটা বিষম ভাব, সেটাকে তুলে সামনে নিয়ে আসাটা খুব একটু চাপ হয়ে যাচ্ছে। এখনো পর্যন্ত ছাত্রলীগ বা আওয়ামী লীগের সমর্থকরা এক্সিস্ট করে বাংলাদেশে। তো তাদের মুখ ঘোরানোর জন্য, তাদের মন ঘোরানোর জন্য এই জিনিসগুলোকে অর্কেস্ট্রেট করা হচ্ছে। কারণ দেখতে পাওয়া গেছে পুলিশ সুপারের অফিসের ভিতরেতে ঢুকে যাওয়ার পরেও দিস পার্টি লিডার্স অফ এনসিপি, তার মধ্যে একটি ছেলে, আমি নাম বলতে পারবো না, 4-5টা নাম আছে, তার মধ্যে একজন আই হ্যাভ সিন। আমাদের যেমন এখানেতে গলি রাস্তায় যেরকম ঝগড়াঝাঁটি হয়, যখন একজন একজনকার কাছে তেড়ে যায় টাইপের, সেরকম ইনসিডেন্ট পুলিশ সুপারের অফিসের ভিতরেতে চলছে। অ্যান্ড পুলিশ ইজ ডুইং নাথিং। যদি পুলিশ সত্যি সত্যি কোন রকম ওই জায়গাটাতে বিশৃঙ্খলা যেটা শুরু হয়েছিল সেটাকে থামাতে চাইতো, তাহলে পুলিশের উচিত ছিল দুপক্ষকেই থামানো। পুলিশ ডিড, পুলিশ অ্যাকচুয়ালি প্রোটেক্টেড অ্যান্ড ইউনো একটা এনভায়রনমেন্ট তৈরি করে দিয়েছিল এনসিপি দের জন্য, যে ওরা যা খুশি তাই করতে পারে, ওরা তেড়ে তেড়ে যেতে পারে, ওরা গালাগালি দিতে পারে, ওরা অনেক কিছু করতে পারে। বাট যারা ওদের ওপরেতে, ওদের বিপক্ষ পার্টি যারা আছে, তারা হচ্ছে ক্রিমিনাল। এটা পুলিশের আইডিয়া ছিল। পুলিশ প্রত্যেকটা মুহূর্তে সেটা বুঝতে পারা গেছে পুলিশের অ্যাকশনস দেখে। ইভেন পুলিশের এপিসি তে, যেমন উনি বললেন, স্যার বললেন যে এপিসি তে ভেতরে ঢুকে ওনারা অন্য জায়গায় গেছেন, গিয়ে খুলনাতে গিয়ে পরবর্তীকালে আবার প্রোগ্রাম করেছেন। সবকিছু পুলিশ প্রোটেকশনেতে হয়েছে, কিন্তু ওইখানে এই ঘটনাগুলো ঘটে গেছে। এই ঘটনাগুলো আমার মনে হয় বাংলাদেশে আগামী দিনে আমরা হয়তো এটা, এই ঘটনা বা এরম ধরনের ঘটনা যদি এত বড় নাও হয়, এই ধরনের ঘটনা আমরা দেখতে পাবো। তার কারণ বাংলাদেশের সংবিধান চেঞ্জের একটা ব্যাপার আসছে মাথাতে। দে ওয়ান্ট টু ডিস্ট্রয় মুজিববাদ এন্ড এস্টাবলিশ ট্রাম্পবাদ। তো এই জায়গাটাকে, যে এই যে এই ট্রানজিশন পিরিয়ডটাতে যেতে গেলে আপনাকে অনেক কিছু, এরকম আরো অনেক মানুষের প্রাণ যেতে পারে। আমার মনে হয় আমি বাংলাদেশের জনগণের কাছে, আপামর জনগণ, মানে ইররেসপেক্টিভ অফ রিলিজিয়ন এন্ড কমিউনিটি, আমি আমি আমার তরফ থেকে রিকোয়েস্ট করব যে আপনারা যেটা দেখছেন, যেটা যেটা আপনাদের সবসময় চোখের সামনে দেখতে পাচ্ছেন, আপনারা সেটা ভেতরে ঢোকার চেষ্টা করুন। এখানেতে একটা বাংলাদেশের মধ্যে যদি শেখ মুজিবুর রহমান, যদি আপনি আমাকে অ্যাজ অ্যান ইন্ডিয়ান পার্সপেক্টিভে দেখতে বলেন, যদি আপনি আমাকে কলকাতাবাসী বাঙালি হিসেবে দেখতে বলেন একজন শেখ মুজিবুর রহমানকে, তো আমি আমার তরফ থেকে যদি দেখি, আমি যদি 1946 এর ঘটনা সমস্ত কিছু আলোচনা করতে চাই, দেন হি ইজ নট এ ভেরি ফেভারিট পার্সন অফ মাইন্ড, আমি সেটা বলতে পারি। বাট ফর বাংলাদেশ পার্সপেক্টিভ, শেখ মুজিবুর রহমানকে যদি ওরা ডেমলিশ করে দিতে চায়, তার মতবাদকে ডেমলিশ করে দিতে চায়, তার তৈরি করা সংবিধানকে ডেমলিশ করে দিতে চায়, তার পিছনে একটা বড় শক্তি কাজ করছে। বিকজ বাংলাদেশের, যেমন আমাদের দেশের জন্য মহাত্মা গান্ধী যে জায়গা রাখেন, বাংলাদেশের জন্য শেখ মুজিবুর রহমান সেই জায়গা রাখেন। তো যখন বাংলাদেশের মধ্যে একটা এত বড় ফোর্স আর এত অ্যাডমিনিস্ট্রেটিভ সাপোর্টের সাথে এই কথাগুলো বলতে পারছে, তখন এখানে আমাদেরকে খুব সিরিয়াসলি ভাবার প্রয়োজন আছে। আহ, আমরা সকলেই জানি যে মোহাম্মদ ইউনূস একটা ইম্পোর্টেড লিডার, আর আমেরিকার পুরো রাজনীতি এর সঙ্গে যুক্ত আছে। লেট ইট বি ডেমোক্র্যাটস অর বি ইট রিপাবলিকান, সবাই এর সঙ্গে যুক্ত আছেন। বাংলাদেশকে তারা তাদের কলোনি বানাতে চাইছেন। বাংলাদেশের মধ্যে আজকে ডেটেতে চাইনিজ এফেক্ট অ্যান্ড আমেরিকান এফেক্ট, এই সমস্ত কিছুর মধ্যে গিয়ে তাতে অনেক ইনফ্লো অফ ফান্ডস আছে। সেই ইনফ্লো অফ ফান্ডস এর দ্বারা এই সমস্ত জিনিসগুলোকে তারা করতে পারছে। আমার মনে হয় সাধারণ জনগণ যারা বাংলাদেশে, তাদের এই সমস্ত বিষয়গুলোকে রিজেক্ট করা উচিত। আর একটা যে যে বাংলাদেশের যে এস্টাবলিশড সংবিধান, সেই সংবিধান অনুসারে আগামী দিনে যাতে সুষ্ঠুভাবে ভোট হয় এবং সেই ভোটেতে যাতে যে রেজিস্টার্ড দুটো পলিটিক্যাল পার্টি আছে তারা যাতে পার্টিসিপেট করতে পারে, সেটার জন্য তাদের ক্লেম করা উচিত। দিস এনসিপি ইজ নট ডুইং এনি গুড ফর বাংলাদেশ। এনসিপি is actually selling Bangladesh to foreign hands.
Dada, you're muted.
Yeah, thank you, Anindya. I think you give a very comprehensive perspective from India as well, and also from people who are living, Bengalis living in Kolkata and West Bengal specifically. This is very enlightening to actually understand, correct, that how the events are perceived from the Indian Bengali perspective. So it's a very important thing that Anindya has shared with us. So we'll come back to him a little bit later. So now I'll go back to Faiyaz. So Faiyaz, I have gone through a lot of media reports, a lot of other things. So in also comments, we have seen the word called Rajakar. So Rajakar itself has a lot of history behind it from 1947 onwards. So we'll not go back to the history, but there are now a lot of media reports where we have seen that Razakars are being utilized to actually commit this violence. So why, like, what is your perspective on this? Even some people are saying army chief as a who is helping Razakars.
Okay, first of all, I will bring your attention to one event, that is Voice of Bangladeshi Hindus. They shared a tweet today. It was a video where the Bangladeshi army soldiers was making a Hindu boy sit on the mud and drink dirty water. And then that boy was asked, the Bangladesh army soldiers, they were making fun of Ram and Krishna. Yeah, this is the same army that works for the UN peacekeeping. So peaceful, right? So this is, I'm just giving
Can
a
I
context.
just come in, Mr. Fayaz? Can I just come in?
Of
Yeah,
course.
please.
This is the point actually I'm actually trying to point out. Bangladesh and this NCP and Bangladeshi administration today, it is trying to transit from the secularistic approach to a radical approach, and it is
Yeah, Anjala, you can speak. I think you are breaking.
Yeah, I think
yes.
Anindya is having a network issue.
Okay. Let Faz continue. I'll come.
Yeah, Faiyaz, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So this is the video that I was talking about, and this depicts a lot of things. And apart from that, I want to add some other things as well. For example, three people were in the police control room. They were Lieutenant General Jahangir Alam, they were Asif Mahmoud Sojib Bhuiya, they were Asif Nazrul, the law advisor. So law advisor, LGRD advisor, and a home affairs advisor were sitting in the police control room, and they were directing the police, allegedly, what to do, what not to do. In a civil country, do you ever see ministers going to the police control room and interfering in the magistracy protocol? Is it seen in any civilized country? I have no idea. So when Anindya will have his turn, I would like to know from him that do you usually see advisors going to a police control room and telling them what to do, what not to do? And another boy who died, his name is Deepto Saha. Now, since I'm from Gopalganj, I met him once. Even though media claimed that he was a member of Bangladesh Student League, but as far as I know him, He wasn't any political leader or something. Maybe he was a supporter, but what that guy was, he was a Hindu rights activist. He used to work with the pujas and many things in Gopalganj. But as far as I know, and his family also said the same thing, that he was not politically active. Now, maybe because NCP wanted to desecrate Tungipara and they wanted to destroy Bangabandhu's legacy and everything. Maybe that made him to come forward and step in. And unfortunately, because of the army shooting, his life was lost. And after the lives were lost, a radical preacher named Amir Hamza, he's a Maulana and he's a very radical preacher. Uh, Last time he had a problem in Singapore, and the Singaporean government on Ministry of Home Affairs put a press release saying that this radical cleric, who is who has some ideological similarities with Al Qaeda, and he was there in Singapore, and he was trying to radicalize the Bangladeshi migrant workers of Singapore. And this guy was nominated by Jamaat recently to participate in the election whenever it will happen. And this guy said that he wants to wipe out the Gopalganj district from Bangladeshi map. So this is a threat of genocide. This is a threat of ethnic cleansing. And then even today, a lot of Islamists, they came on the streets of Dhaka and they were chanting that we are terrorists, Amra jongi, tumike amige jongi jongi. Who are you? Who am I? Terrorists. And they were waving the flag of Taliban's, they were waving the flag of Hizbut Tahrir, they were waving the flags of Al Qaeda. So this is the situation in Bangladesh. And Hizbut Tahrir as an organization, they believe in jihad. And one of the process of Islamic Khilafat is you need to have bayah, allegiance from the tribes. Like during the Khilafat of Prophet Muhammad, he took allegiance from the Banu Aus and Banu Khajraj. They were the two tribes in Medina. So the first Islamic state was established in Medina. And then they attacked Mecca and destroyed the idols of Mecca. So before destroying the idols, they established the Islamic State, and he had to take allegiance from the tribal leaders. Now, in Bangladeshi context, they don't have any tribes because mostly it's most of it is Bengali, and other tribes are not really Muslims. So they want to take allegiance from Bangladesh army. So this has been the long-term goal of Hizbut Tahrir, to radicalize and infiltrate inside the Bangladesh army. And during the rule of Awami League, with all the due criticism that they deserve, they always monitored the army, they tried their best, and they fired people allegedly involved with Hizbut Tahrir. And they always tried to take legal actions against these people. Now, this is very important because as you saw, that members of Bangladesh army were ridiculing a man who was a Hindu about his gods, about his belief. What if a Hindu would do the same thing today in Bangladesh? They would have been, I cannot even imagine what would happen to them. They would have been maybe crucified like Jesus Christ. Now, this is the reality, this is the problem. And the security forces, the police, if they don't act neutral, it will be the end game for Bangladesh. And as Dada mentioned about secularism, I discussed before in a different podcast here that what are the problems in Bangladeshi secularism? What are the problems in fragile secularism of Bangladesh? But now these people who have replaced the Awami League, they have made themselves the worst possible solution. Before, Bangladesh had problems. There was insecurities, there was issues. But now it's totally even worse. Now they are going into the path of Afghanistan. And recently, even a Maulana, Said Fazlul Karim from Islami Andolan Bangladesh, he's also a peer. He said that his political party is an affiliate of Jamaat, and he openly said that his target is to make Bangladesh into Afghanistan. His target is to make Bangladesh into Islamic Republic of Iran. That is his target. Now, I don't want to blame them because this is what is written in the Quran and the Hadith. They are following this scripture. A lot of women rights activists will say, why are these people doing like this? And I tell them, this is written in the scripture. If you want to tell them that they're wrong, you should read the scripture and find a way to tell them it's wrong. Because these people don't believe in secularism. They will not believe in secularism because they know secularism is not from Allah. So, this is the issue. A country that was initially formed on religious belief, and then later it was revived after independence through fragile secularism, will always have Islamists and the 1947 Muslim League ideology and Titumir's ideology and Farazi movement's ideology coming back. And that is what has happened. These mobs are not sudden. They are part of broader Bangladeshi culture. They are part of East Pakistani culture. And the Bangladesh army, they are acting like total chaotic Pakistani army. They are doing the same what Pakistan did in 1971. They are doing the same what Pakistan is doing today in Balochistan. So this is nothing new. This is nothing to get shocked about. This is the reality of Bangladesh. And the same thing the Chakma people were saying for last 50 years. That Bangladesh army is oppressing them in the hill tracks. However, at that time, the Bengalis were not believing it. They were thinking their armies are beyond all of these allegations. And they have thought that the Chakmas were terrorists. It is time to revisit how we will understand the Chakma people. It is time to revisit the allegations. It is time to revisit the threats. And that's what I can think about that we must do.
Yes. Anindya, if you are back, just tell me in the private chat. Yeah,
He's
Anindya.
back.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So I'll come back to you. I have a very important question to you. We have seen 5th August happen. We have seen a lot of blood being shed, violence against women, children, people, properties looted, businesses gutted, and we have seen. I want to know from your perspective, politically and also as an activist, both. What has been the impact of 5th August, and what is happening since 5th August? The violence against minorities in particular, including Hindus, Buddhists, Chakmas, and Christians. What has been the reaction, the public reaction and public mood, specifically in West Bengal and India, specifically from your perspective as a political analyst who have also wrote a book on politics?
See, after 5th of August last year, uh, it is a paradigm shift for Bangladesh. Bangladesh has changed completely because Bangladesh was never like it. It was never. And what Mr. Fayaz was asking, whether these kind of things happen in any civilized country, nation or not. It happens. It happens. It is not civilized, but it happens. It happened in our this thing in neighborhood only in some years before when a powerful minister of Trinamool that time. Then he joined BJP, but he was that time in Trinamool. He monitored all the police actions from a police chowki during a riot between two communities, mainly means Hindu Muslim riot in Garifa. Garifa, it is near Naihati. So one Trinamool leader was actually monitoring all these things. Where should police go? Where police should not go? All these things were being monitored. These things happen when country goes into some. It is approaching a doomsday. Uh, Bangladesh is also approaching a doomsday. I would request all the supporters of, especially the female supporters of NCP of Bangladesh today. If you are trying to make Bangladesh into a new Afghanistan of the East, then it is okay. If you are trying to create another Iran in the East, then it is okay. But if you are not, then please stop supporting this NCP people, because they are actually dragging you into a very very big trap. It is Bangladesh is going into becoming, like you said, it is either it will become Iran, or it will become an Afghanistan where people's liberty will be at stake. All those people who are supporting this movement today, no one will be free. No one will be free to do whatever they want. Bangladesh is a free. It is an Islamic nation even today. But today, Bangladesh's stature is not a radical Muslim state. Their females can wear whatever they want to. They can do whatever they want to. But after some time, if this particular regime takes place, takes power, come into power, then Bangladesh will be completely changed. It will be another Iran. You will be fighting for your open hair, whether you should open your hair or not, whether you should show your hair or not. You will be fighting for all these things. It is a matter of few years. You have to understand all these things. Bangladesh is actually going down, and China and America, these two superpowers, are behind this. This is a fight between China and America. You are just a pawn in that particular fight, and uh, uh, if you do not understand this, if you do not keep your sovereignty within your control, if someone else start to decide your sovereignty, then it is very, you know, Bangladesh will be divided very soon. Because if something goes beyond your control, which will go definitely, it will go if this NCP comes to power, or this Mohammad Yunus comes to power, elected as the elected prime minister of Bangladesh, then Bangladesh will be facing another 1971 very soon. All of it means not the 1971. I'm not just talking about the massacre. I'm talking about the everything of 1971. It will be divided again. This time, if it is not India, because I do not have any faith on Indian administration that they can take that much strong step today. If it is, even if it is not India, then someone else. But Bangladesh will be divided on the basis of, you know, uh, freedom of citizens. It will be divided on the basis of freedom of citizens, at least, because all these people who are supporting NCP today, they will not be supporting NCP 2 years from now. If they come into power, then there will be another class, then there will be another massacre, and this thing will go on. Because a few days before, BNP was supporting, Jamaat was supporting this movement. Now they are sidelined as on today. So this thing will go on until and unless you completely surrender to the radicalism of NCP and Mohammad Yunus, which they want to offer you. If you're not surrendering to that radicalism, You will be eliminated. You will be sidelined somehow. So I think Bangladesh people should understand this, and we cannot do anything that I have understood. I'll not go into that particular perspective, because if I go into that particular perspective, then I start criticizing Indian government stand in this particular issue, Bangladesh issue. No one will be beside you if this thing actually takes place. Mohammad Yunus comes to power elected as an elected prime minister. Where you will all go? Where your intellectual people will go? Bangladesh is not known for radicalism. Bangladesh is known for its intellectuals. Bangladesh has many intellectuals. Bangladesh is known for its business. Bangladesh is known for its trades. This will all go. So I think Bangladesh people, it is the Bangladesh people of Bangladesh who can stop this today. And yes, if India government wants, they can intervene. They can very well intervene in any possible way, whatever you can think of. India government can intervene because Bangladesh is surrounded by India. Anything, any disturbance in Bangladesh will disturb India also. It will affect India also. So India must intervene. I do not know what India government is waiting for. Are they waiting for complete collapse of Bangladesh? Are they waiting for complete killing of Bangladeshi Hindus and all other minority communities? I do not know what they are waiting for, but I think India government should intervene, and intervene in a very strong way. Because if India government is supporting Russian intervention in Ukraine, in that very logic, India government can very well intervene in Bangladesh. Mm. I do not know what should be told on this particular thing, but I think Bangladeshi people are the one who can stop this. Do not subscribe to all these things. Please come out of this radical clerics and all these things. Do not make your country a new Afghanistan. Do not make your country a new Iran. Ultimately, you will only suffer. We have very little Hindus and Christians and others. Chakmas will, defend themselves.
Right.
Chakmas will be Chakmas. Yes, Chakmas will defend themselves. You cannot do any harm to them. But all other communities, minority communities, they will be washed out. They'll completely go. Means I think even in Pakistan you will find a few Hindus today. In a few years from now, 1 or 2 years from now, if this thing is going on, if this thing goes on, and this particular ideology comes to power, then there will be no minority in Bangladesh. So I think onus is on to the people of Bangladesh. They should understand that they should stand firm to protect their country.
Thank you. Thank you, Anindya. I think you give a very balanced view of the Indian perspective, and I really appreciate it that you are some sense, good sense should prevail in Bangladesh, and people, and they should do what is right for them rather than going down this the river of radicalism. I'll come back to one more thing, Fayaz. So recently, let me share the screen to you, to the audience, so that people will be able to better understand it. Let me just see if I can get this done. Yeah. Mm, I'll just share my screen. Just give me a sec. Recently, O- OHCHR office in Bangladesh was established in Dhaka, and you are one of the prominent political columnist, researcher, and human rights activist as well from Bangladesh, who doesn't live in Bangladesh anymore. So, could you give us a bit more information and how does the OHCHR office in Bangladesh would help the specific the minorities and the political persecution happening in Bangladesh? How they can help the people there and play a positive role in this to give people some justice?
Thank you so much for the question. Before giving a comment on this, I'll give you another story. That is, the incident that happened recently in Gopalganj. There is an important factor. That is, the people who were killed, there was no autopsy for them. Yeah, it's a very important factor. And second is that government ordered an investigation. But since Bangladesh is a doom state, what they did is they ordered for a bureaucratic investigation, not a judicial investigation. Meaning, they don't want judiciary to investigate this. They're using government machineries to investigate this, and obviously the report will come in favor of the executive branch. So, if the political situation in Bangladesh is like that, what can OHCHR do? That is my question. Now, Human Rights Commission's office in Bangladesh, generally, as they're coming, it is supposed to be a positive thing. It is supposed to be a thing that we should rejoice. But unfortunately, I'm not very satisfied that this office will do any good. First of all, these offices, they don't have any particular jurisdiction. They don't have any kind of magistracy inside Bangladesh. Their role will be very advisory and recommendation. UN recommended Bangladesh government not to ban Awami League. But they did it. And then Volker Turk, he raised his concern. But then nothing. Now they're discussing about the office being landed in Dhaka. So what is the solution that UN gave? Nothing. Similarly, when minorities get attacked, UN sometimes they raise their concerns. And that's about it. And then maybe they have a dialogue with the government. And that's it. And that is the primary concern, that these offices may not contribute enough, because OHCR has office in Yemen, OHCR has office in South Sudan, OHCR has office in Mauritania in Africa. And all these countries, they have too much human rights abuses. OHCR has not been able to do something significant to reduce these casualties. They have not been able to show a pathway to redeem themselves as a society. They have not. They have raised the issues, they have done some work, they have taken money from the donors, and that's it. UN is such a biased organization. Till now, UN did not recognize the 1971 genocide. International Commission of Jurists, they said that the genocide was a Holocaust against Hindus and other people as well, the Awami League and other activists. And UN cannot see this till now. However, in the July uprising, which consisted of students, which consisted of a backing from the army, Professor Brahma Chelani, the famous Indian political commentator, he said that it was a military coup. I agree with him. Many people disagreed. They said that no, it was not a military coup, it was an uprising by the students and other people. Yes, the students were there, but the military endorsed them. Without the endorsement of military, this was impossible. Without the endorsement of foreign powers, it was impossible. One of the key masterminds of the July, he was Farhad Mazhar. His name is Farhad Mazhar. He said that Professor Jeffrey Sachs said that American administration might have been behind this. He said that this notion, this quotation, is not something that we can throw it away. Meaning he's indirectly endorsing this. The mastermind, one of the thinkers and masterminds who educated those mobs to rise up against Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at that time. Now, this is the reality. Now, if they cannot accept the 1971 genocide, I don't trust them enough to accept what will happen in now or in future. And UN also has other issues as well. For example, they are highly interested in the Palestinian and Israeli conflict, but they have no problem in the Yemeni conflict where Saudi Arabs are killing Yemeni Arabs. They don't have much concern over the Sudan where Arabs are killing Arabs. But most of their concern is for the Israel. So they like to pick and choose. Now, justice does not have with picking and choosing. And another thing, Volker Turk, the commissioner, said that he called the Bangladesh Army chief and told them not to go against the students. Now, what these students were doing, they were burning TV stations, they were attacking infrastructures, they were breaking jails and getting the criminals out from the jail prior to the 5th of August 2024. And here, Volker Turk, the commissioner, who told the chief of army not to intervene, otherwise they will lose their permit to be in the UN peacekeeping. Now the problem is the UN peacekeeping is not the jurisdiction of Volker Turk. It is under the UN Security Council. Volker Turk is not a country. He's not a member of the Security Council. How can he say such things? From July to August, there was civil disorder. There were police casualties. Yes, the students died. Many people died, and it's extremely tragic to see any human being lose their life, no matter what their faith is, no matter what their belief is, no matter who they are. We don't want anyone to lose their life, but the army had to intervene to make the situation peaceful, to make the situation calm, and they failed. The intelligence failed, and Volker Turk was one of the person responsible for that, because he said that on live TV that he called the chief of army and he told them not to intervene. They could lose their permit to go to the foreign service mission, UN mission. And this is the reality. So in my opinion, the SCR may contribute to some good things. For example, if Bangladesh wants to do something about LGBTQ, Bangladesh wants to do something about transgenders, Bangladesh wants to do something periodically about the minorities, they can, but they don't need OHCHR for that. If Bangladesh wants to establish a minority affairs ministry, they don't need OHCR for that. They could do it upon their own will and interest. But do they really want it is the question. So personally, I'm not very amazed by that, but if they do something good, that would be commendable. But I don't expect human rights to improve. I don't expect Islamic radicalization to decline, because one of the key problems in Bangladesh society is that Bangladesh does not completely follow the Universal Declaration of Human Rights set by the UN themselves. In Bangladesh, we have blasphemy laws that contradict the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. In Bangladesh Constitution, we also have secularism, but we also have Islamic supremacy. For example, it says Islam is the state religion and all other religions will have equal rights. Obviously, these laws were enacted as ordinance by the military dictators like Ershad and all, but they still exist in the constitution. So I don't expect, because UN did not ever engage in dialogues to that extent where it would motivate the governments, the Muslim governments, to change the blasphemy laws, to be more secular, to be more pluralistic. For example, Saudi Arabia still now doesn't have a single temple. They don't have a single church. So what is UN doing? This is against the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So I see the UN as a very passive institution. They pick and choose and they go wherever that is good. But even with that, Hifazat-e-Islam, the radical Islamist organization, the Deobandi organization that follows the Darul Uloom Deoband in India, that organization condemned the coming of Human Rights Commission's office. And they said that this is an invasion of Bangladeshi sovereignty. that the foreign powers, including America, are sending their something like mercenaries to come here, cultural mercenaries to come here. He said something like that. I'm just translating and paraphrasing. So I don't trust the UN to that extent. But if they do something good, I would be happy and I would commend it.
Uh, Thank you, Fayaz. We'll go to the audience questions. We have few questions in the audience, but before we go to the audience, Anindya, anything you want to share, because you are tracking Bangladesh politics culture quite closely. So do you think, as you mentioned already, that there is a lot of foreign interference from Chinese, American, maybe other people, other also agents are involved in Bangladesh. So Bangladesh has become a kind of an experiment ground where a lot of bad theories, bad things are being practiced and experimented upon. And so, in that context, you live the northeast of India is also very important. If Bangladesh becomes destabilized in some way or the other, it is going to have a strategic, military, economic, and social impact on overall northeast of India. So, last words to you in case you have anything. Then I go to Fayaz for it, and then we'll take the questions from the audience.
Okay, see, if you want to understand the Bangladesh problem, which started last year, July, we'll take from there on. Then you have to understand many things actually. You have to understand the background of it. When Sheikh Hasina was in power, she maintained a very delicate balance between India and China, and she did it very efficiently. She ensured that both countries are, satisfied with Bangladesh, and she secured investments from China, but also maintained good relations with India and US also. And it was her balancing this thing tactics, and she was very much successful in that. However, USA didn't like it. USA didn't like it because USA wanted to use Bangladesh against China, and this thing was going on until the Bangladesh signed for that Belt and Road Initiative. Bangladesh signed that treaty, I think, somewhere in 2020 or something, somewhere 21. Bangladesh signed that Belt and Road (BRI) Belt and Road Initiative, and then from that particular point onwards, USA was in actually propagating a plan. Then came 21, and the USA imposed. Do you know USA imposed sanctions on that RAB?
Yes.
USA imposed sanctions on RAB in 2021, and that but RAB was actually, constructed by RAB was actually RAB came into force because of BNP. Khaleda Zia. Khaleda Zia made RAB, and Khaleda Zia was the main opponent of Sheikh Hasina. But RAB became a integral part of Bangladeshi defense, and it was going on. And USA imposed a ban on RAB in 2021. Then when Sheikh Hasina visited UN, that time USA imposed sanctions on many political leaders of Bangladesh. Am I right, Mr. Faiz? If I am wrong, please correct me.
No, you are correct.
Mm, and it was to show Sheikh Hasina in a bad light, that she went there and did something, and USA imposed sanctions. So she is actually working with foreign powers. It was to show her in bad light. And then in 2023, June, I think, Sheikh Hasina openly stated that USA wants to acquire an island from Bangladesh, and USA is putting pressure on her. June 2023, she openly declared it from a public rally, I think, or somewhere. And what was that particular island? It was Saint Martin. Saint Martin was actually an island which was given to East Pakistan, And later, when uh, this thing, but Myanmar also had a claim on Saint Martin. But when this in 1947, when this division happened, bifurcation happened, then it was given to full power was given to East Pakistan. So it remained with Bangladesh even after 1971. But after the military coup in Myanmar, Myanmar started claiming that particular island. And that particular island, it is in a very strategic location from where you can control many things. If you have a military base there, then you can control many things. You can control India, you can control China's moves, you can control everything. So USA wanted that, and Sheikh Hasina denied that. You will if you research, you will come across the names like Peter Haas. You will come across names like some
Donald Lu.
Lu, Donald
Donald.
Lu. Yes, Donald Lu. All these people visited Bangladesh. They visited India and then Bangladesh, and they were trying to acquire that particular island, and Bangladesh denied it. That was the actual trigger point when USA decided to destroy its political administration completely.
Yeah, thank you,
Planned
Anindya. Last,
military coup. Yes. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
one question I forgot to ask you. See, you have seen, correct, the Bangladeshi army being deployed in Gopalganj, okay, and you have been tracking the news from Gopalganj quite closely. What do you think? Because you are also an ex-military person, ex-navy person, to be in particular. So, what are your concerns, or what are your opinions regarding the conduct of the uh, military personnel, and use of weapons, lethal weapons against unarmed civilians in Gopalganj?
Not unarmed civilians. It was directed, basically. It was directed. They knew whom they are actually firing at. So they had clear instructions. As far as my this thing goes, they had clear instructions. Do you have any news of any NCP person, death of any NCP person? Do you have, Mr.
No,
No, I think
Fayaz?
Fayaz has says no.
no. They were no. None of them
No.
even got attacked. None of them even got slapped.
None of them even got injured. None of them
Yeah,
even got a scratch.
exactly.
The leader of that convener of NCP, he was roaring inside police commissioner's office.
Yeah,
So it was completely a direct attack on the people of Bangladesh. And in this particular case, it is in the disguise of Chhatra League or Students League of Bangladesh. They are actually attacking them. They are creating a fear amongst the citizen to accept their demands, to accept everything they are actually trying to impose. They are trying to create a fear. With this fear, they will actually in very little time you'll see this NCP will be registered, and it will fight elections, and all the electors will vote for them only. All this thing will happen if no one intervenes, and NCP will come to power and they'll choose Mr. Mohammad Yunus. I do not know whether that time they will they will again betray Mohammad Yunus or not, but this thing will happen. So now, whatever we have seen in Gopalganj, it is completely designed in the office of Mohammad Yunus, whatever office it may be, but it is designed by the authority which is in power in Bangladesh. And we can call it a massacre by the state. We can call it a massacre by the state to impose a new idea of Bangladesh onto the people of Bangladesh. So, and behind this, It is USA. Why I'm saying all this? Because when you are asking about OCHR, then you should know. I think you all understand that OCHR and USA cannot cannot differentiate between these two. If it is OCHR, anything which comes from UN, it is backed by USA. So OCHR is also a part of USA's extended Bangladesh policy, and through OCHR they will have their control over Mohammed Yunus, and they will do whatever they want to do in Bangladesh. They will have control. They will have control in the name of giving protection, like they did in Afghanistan. They will have control in the name of providing human rights to other people, means other communities like Hindus, Christians, and whoever are there in Bangladesh. But ultimately, they will serve their boss, they will serve Trump, they will serve the government of USA, and Bangladesh will be a colony of USA if this thing is not stopped right now. This is, and I think our government is not in a position to oppose USA in any term, any way, any form, because this is the 24th time Mr. Trump has actually insulted India. I'm not worried about Mr. Modi, but he has insulted India by saying he has now started talking about the aircraft which went down in Operation Sindoor, but India government chose not to speak a word against it. So they will not go against Mr. Trump and USA's actions. So Bangladesh is on left on themselves only, means they have to stop them. That is why I'm asking. That is why I'm asking the people of Bangladesh. You have to protect your country. This is your country. Whether you want to change your constitution or not, whether you want to destroy Mujibad or not, this should be decided by you, not by someone who is funded by USA or any foreign power. So I think you have to take power in your hands. Yes, there are many problems in Awami League or BNP or any other political party, whichever this Jamaat is banned political party. Sheikh Hasina has banned them. So there is no question of any other political party. There are only two, BNP or Awami League. If you want to teach Awami League election, bring BNP into power or do any damn thing, but don't leave your country on the hands of in the hands of foreign powers. These NCP people are funded by foreigners, and this Muhammad Yunus is actually a foreign puppet. So please protect your country. If you really love your country, if you really love the Bengali nationalism, if you really love your Bongo Bondhu, then you should actually protect. Why Gopalganj? Gopalganj. Why it is necessary in military tactics? We are always taught to whenever if you want to stop a mob, you need to attack its head always, the person leading the mob. So Gopal Ganj is actually Bangladesh's identity. Yeah, Bangladesh's identity in today's date. In today's date, Bangladesh's identity starts from Gopalganj. If you destroy Gopalganj, if you destroy everything related to the legacy of Bangabandhu Mujibur Rahman, then you have a new open book. So that this is what they're trying to achieve. I think Bangladeshi people should stop it. Bangladeshi people should stop it. Whether it is army or police, they will find themselves in a very minuscule position if the people of Bangladesh actually realizes that their country is being snatched from their hands. And if they decide to protest, if they decide to come onto street and like they did in July 24, then this army, police, and everybody will be compelled. to abide by the demands of the people of Bangladesh. So it is completely on the hands of people of Bangladesh, I think.
Yeah, thank you, Anindya. I think the audience got very benefited from your experience as a in Navy, as a person who was in the security forces, and also you are a political analyst. So you gave some valuable inputs regarding what's happening in Gopalganj and why Gopalganj is very important. Why we are talking about this? Why the media across the globe? Why we are having a podcast on Gopalganj? Because Gopalganj is a kind of a pivot on which currently we are having the identity of Bangladesh is being reshaped or being trying to be reshaped. So, Fayaz, uh, anything you want to share? Anything you want to say before we go to the audience questions, specifically on importance of Gopalganj incidents, the way the administration is working, and is there a larger picture that we are not seeing uh, when we see Gopalganj in isolation?
Actually, the matter is very clear. That is, the Yunus regime wants to send a message to the Awami League supporters or anyone associated with 1971 Liberation War. That is, if you come to the streets, if you want to cause any kind of protest against us, we will just bring the army and we will shoot you. And this is why, from day one, I thought this was a military coup. Yes, it was a military coup jointly done with radicals and students. But it was not a traditional military coup that we saw in 1978 or in the 80s or during General Ershad, where the military solely took over. Here, the military, with a partnership with other people, they led the coup. So, uh, in that essence, this is what is happening, the human rights concerns, and I would like to add one more thing, that is, as USA always had an interest in Bangladesh in terms of having a military port. Even there is an article in Organizer published during the before 1975. That article spoke about that America is angry at Sheikh Mujibur Rahman because he is not willing to handle port to Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. And even before 1971 war and even during the 1971 war, when Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was in the prison in Pakistan, he was offered, like, the we have accounts where the American diplomats wanted to meet Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and convince him of uh, having a port, a military port for them in this location. So America always has a broader Indo-Pacific strategy, and as you know, they want military bases all around the world. Even in the country that I now live in, Australia, they have bases of American military. They have bases of American Marine Corps. So this is what they prefer. If they allow, then that country becomes their friend, no matter what type of country, what type of political system it is. For example, in Saudi Arabia, they have a base. In Saudi Arabia, no matter what they do, they are their friends and allies. So yeah, that's my remark, and we can go to the questions.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. So we'll go to our. I have chosen few of the questions which are related to the topic itself. So the first question comes from quantum politics. Why is Modi so much silent on this perpetual genocide of Bangladeshi Hindus? I would add not only Hindus, of minorities, including Christians, Buddhists, and tribals. Uh, Last time he tweeted over a minor issue was some. Okay, so the question is that why Indian government? So I would interpret Prime Minister Modi as the government of India's representative. So why Indian government is not very vocal and also taken steps politically, diplomatically, or otherwise? It looks very silently watching things, not doing anything. So you are a Bangladeshi person. From your perspective, what do you want, or why do you think India is not intervening or India not doing anything?
You see, when in 1971 India helped the Bengali revolutionaries of East Pakistan to India fought against Pakistan. India led the war, and then they helped the East Bengalis to liberate into a new country. But at that time, there was Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, there was a solid foundation, there was a way in which India could approach it. But now, the role of Awami League in society, the acceptance, the rise of other political parties, support of BNP, the support of Jamaat, and the influence of global key players in this region all contribute to a very complex political climate. And for that, I think India is being watchful. They're still waiting to see what can be done. Maybe India wants to start with peaceful negotiations and dialogues, and then they want to get take a stronger step. So there could be many reasons, but now the political climate is not like 1970s and 1980s. It has evolved over time, and a lot of countries are watching over Bangladesh right now. So India might take things steady and might have different plans for Bangladesh. But India is preferring to have an election, and they're preferring to have an inclusive election. And India officially was the only country who stood up against the banning of Awami League. India was the only country who stood up against the demolishment of Dharmani 32 House and Museum. India was the only country who said after the Gopalganj incident that they're monitoring it closely to see what happens next. So of course, India is doing what they can, but maybe some people have more expectations, and that is understandable because of their role in 1971 war. But we have to wait and see what the leadership thinks and does.
Anindya, do you have any comments on this? Anindya, okay. Anindya, are you there? I think he's not there. Oh, no, let him come. So we'll go to our one more question. That was a very
Hello, hello.
interesting question. Yeah,
Am I
Anindya, yes,
audible?
yes. Yes, you are audible. So do you like to comment on this question asked by Quantum Politics? Do you have any?
Okay, if I want to answer this question, then it will go very far actually. Uh,
You can just only
why
the first part. The first part was why the government of India and Modi government is silent on
government
this.
of
You can.
India will not, government of India is not in a position to do take any action against USA's will in today's date. There is a reason behind it. I'll not discuss about those reasons. But government of India will not go against USA in very near future, mm, uh, because there are some political constraints which are restricting the government of India to go against USA's will. So it is USA, and that is why government of India is not intervening. But if you ask me, why, what should actually be done from an Indian perspective, Indian government perspective, if you ask me, I have a very little knowledge about governance and geopolitical, these things, effects. But I think India should directly intervene and without respecting whether there is any medium or not, like Mr. Fayaz said, that time there was Sheikh Mujibur Rahman who mediated this. But without any mediation, the government of India should intervene because it is also a question of India's sovereignty. If Bangladesh is somehow destabilized, it is not in favor of India anyway. So to protect India's sovereignty, India should actually intervene. And if India intervenes, whatever little knowledge I have in geopolitics, no one in the world can come and advise India not to do anything because Bangladesh is completely surrounded by Indian borders, and it is, you can say, a semi-landlocked country because only the southern part touches the water, and all the three parts of Bangladesh is surrounded by India.
Understood.
takes any action to stabilize Bangladesh.
Got it.
If India does any action, no international power can oppose it effectively.
Anjata, your voice is breaking, so we are not able
Oppose
to
it,
hear
but
you
it will not
clearly.
be effective.
Yeah, Anjata, I think your voice is
Uh,
breaking.
I- uh,
We could
yes.
not hear you properly, so we'll go to the
Okay.
next question. Uh,
Okay.
if you can just
Okay.
check if
Okay.
you can fix the voice. We have a question from our member, who is a channel member. So I'll take this opportunity to just tell people that if you want to support the channel and the programs we do consider taking a membership of the channel. Membership, it is there in the channel, so that will help us to grow the channel more. And we'll come to the question. So this is a member question. Who is funding NCP? Where are they getting the money to afford lobbyists in the West? Fayaz, do you have any insights or any info on this?
Of course, NCP is known as the King's Party because Yunus said that. Uh, yeah, that NCP, like the student protesters, recruited him to be the chief advisor. And then he said that in another interview that the students didn't prefer to open a political party, and they said that no one in Bangladesh knows us because, to be honest, after the July protest, they got more unpopular over time. So Yunus said, no, 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 you guys are popular, everyone knows you. You should open a political party. And through the advice of Yunus, they opened a political party and named it NCP, National Citizens Party. And even before that, in 2000, during the 111, when the military ruled for 2 years, Yunus laid down another political party. It was called Nagorik Shokti. So the word Nagorik, citizen, was always there as part of Yunus's favorite. And then there are lots of reports, lots of rumors, lots of social media posts, lots of questions were made to the NCP, and then they said that they are not able to disclose from where they are taking the fundings. Uh, but they have an office at Rupayan Tower, which is part of the Rupayan group, who gave them an office. And of course, they wouldn't give them an office just for fun. They would expect something in return. And then it is widely said that the famous group, Boshundhara Group, is funding NCP as well, because before these groups were close to the Awami League when Awami League was in power, and now to balance it and so that their factories and their offices were not attacked or vandalized by mobs, they will choose to fund NCP. And even it is known as the big conglomerate that they have fled abroad, but they're still functioning. The offices are running, the factories are running in Bangladesh. Some of them, and some of them are funding NCP so that the factories and businesses are not taken over by someone else. For example, Summit Group and other big corporations are funding them. And apart from that, there is also a wide concern if some terrorist network or Islamist organizations are sending funds to them. uh, Laura Loomer, an investigative journalist from America, stated that one of the student leaders, who is now the information minister, information advisor in Bangladesh, that he's a member of Hizbut Tahrir. And Laura Loomer published it in an article on her channel, Loomer Unleashed. That is her newspaper, Loomer Unleashed. She published it there, and she called that the information advisor in Bangladesh is the member of Hizbut Tahrir. So this is where the funds are coming. It could be coming from Hizbut Tahrir as well, because another journalist, Zulkarnain Saib, revealed an investigative report that the mayor of Dhaka, Izaz, is a member of Hizbut Tahrir. So, of course, you can see a pattern, you can sense it, and of course, Pakistan intelligence, Pakistan, they might have their cake to eat in Bangladesh right now. As Lakshare Taiba stated, they had a role in the July protest. So, we can now know from where NCP's funding is coming. But in spite of all these fundings, they're still taking crowdfunding as well. They're taking money from social media as well. So it shows that, despite having what they have, they need more.
Understood. I think
See,
you
whatever
gave a
whatever they are actually raising funds from social media, and they are actually crowdfunding their this thing. But
Yeah.
this is actually eyewash. I think their main funding comes
100%.
from USA, and this is an eyewash. And their main funding comes from USA. Regarding Pakistani influence, I can tell you that in Pakistan there are a minimum of 3 points where ISI has actually established their units. I know about those points. Uh, ISI is very much active in Bangladesh in today's date, and ISI is very much linked with USA in today's date.
Yeah.
USA's president has openly said, "I love Pakistan," and he has invited Pakistan's military leader for a dinner party in the Oval Office. So
Yeah.
all
Yeah. Yeah.
these things are happening.
After.
Everything is connected. Uh, this party is actually created by Mohammad Yunus and on, on the US on the basis of USA funds only. And this crowdfunding is just an IOS.
we have. I'll take two more questions and then we'll finish our stream today. So this question comes from Vivek Mishra. Today, Jamaat-e-Islami Bangladesh gathered in Dhaka. How are they enabling themselves to organize so quickly? Like generally, organic movement takes time to build and it will not be responding in a very systematic, planned manner. So, what do you think? What's happening?
Okay. Should I answer?
Yeah, yeah. Please go ahead. Right.
Okay. Right. So Jamaati Islami was performing covertly during the Awami League rule. They were not able to come open in politics. And the elections they participated with the BNP symbol. So what happened was during the violent protest in July, they were officially banned. And before that, the High Court banned them because they wanted to do politics with Islamic Sharia. And Islamic Sharia is not recognized according to the Supreme Court of Bangladesh as a form of political weapon. So they were banned in both ways. And then Jamaat was listed as a terrorist organization before Sheikh Hasina had to flee for exile. So what happened was when the army called for an all-party meeting, the army gave him recognition by saying in the beginning that we have invited all parties. For example, we have Jamaat's Amir Mr. Shafiq. The army pronounced the first name in the meeting, and that was the Amir of Jamaat. So the leader of Jamaat was given recognition. He was given political leverage in the whole meeting. And from then and there, Jamaat started their politics. And then from there they understood that the Awami League might be banned. So instead of forming an alliance with BNP, they are going against BNP right now, and they are toppling up with NCP, and they're trying to form an alliance, calling it the July Alliance or the July Spirit Alliance, and they will gather other Islamist parties as well, and then go all over against BNP.
Understood. Anindya, do you?
I'll add something to it. This Jamati people, they have worked with, if you go to their history, then these Jamati people actually worked initially with Awami League. In 1986, in 1995, 96, they worked with Awami League. And then Awami League only banned them later on. And they are now a banned this thing organization which is very much supported by the BNP now. uh, because BNP is not in a power to organize such a rally, because BNP has lost its power because of Sheikh Khalida Jia's age and her son's exile. All these things has actually BNP is not in power, not in such a position to organize and fight properly with this thing. And they were betrayed by Muhammad Yunus also. So they have decided these all the BNP supporters are now supporting Jamatis. As on today, BNP supporters are now supporting Jamatis. So Jamati has supports of Jamati itself and BNP also. So that is why they are actually means able to do all these things so quickly. They have backing of BNP.
Understood. Understood. So this is our last question for the day.
And they have
So yeah, go ahead. Freeze your point.
yes.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. Your voice was breaking in the middle, so we could not hear you to the last part of it. I think there is some audio issue. Okay. Yeah. So let's take this question from Clutch Films. Clutch Films, from my understanding, is somebody who is living in USA. Okay, he is a Bangladeshi origin person living in USA. So Yunus is a puppet, and it's a puppet and funded by the same forces who handed out Nobel Peace Prize. Is Bangladeshi army compromised? It's a very big statement, but Fayaz, you have a lot of experience with Bangladesh. So what do you think?
Definitely, Bangladesh Army compromised, and then Bangladesh Army led a military coup and a joint coup with students and radicals. And as I said, they introduced Jamaat Islami as the primary political face from the July. So it shows what recognition they prefer. And then, of course, the army spoke about the election happening, and they pressurized Yunus. And these disagreements can happen when it's a joint coup. It's not a singular coup. So these things happen, but openly, to be honest, the army has compromised. And previously, the army members have also killed Sheikh Mujibur Rahman before. The army had killed their own military leader, Ziaur Rahman, before. The army had fought themselves and done a lot of damage to Chakma and other people as well. So the army has compromised in many levels and many layers. And when Sheikh Hasina was in power before July, the army used to treat her as their mother. The army used to treat her like a queen. But now the tables have turned. But that's what Bangladesh army was and is, unfortunately or fortunately.
Anindya, do you want to respond to this?
See, Bangladeshi army is whether it is compromised or not. I am very much in agreement with Mr. Fayaz. It is compromised. But in very near future, I think Bangladeshi army will also have problems with this Muhammad Yunus because of there are many issues where Bangladeshi army is not in agreement with him, like Myanmar corridor issue. They are completely against Muhammad Yunus's decisions. So in some time we can see that Bangladeshi army is also going against them. So that is why I'm saying this thing. That is why I'm saying that Bangladesh will see a very chaotic situation in very near future if they do not stop it right. So regarding proficiency of Bangladeshi army, regarding being neutral to political parties, all these things, if you judge Bangladeshi army by all these criterias, you will find that Bangladeshi army has always been this thing compromised. If compromised is a very big word to say for them, then they have always acted on a biased this thing. When Awami League was there, they acted as per Awami League's decisions,
Yeah,
on a party basis. I'm not saying as a Bangladesh government basis. On a party basis, they have acted upon Army League's decisions, and now they are acting
yeah,
as per the NCP's or Muhammad Yunus decisions. But very soon we may see Bangladeshi army also revolting against Muhammad Yunus because they are not in agreement with in many issues, many decisions Muhammad Yunus is taking.
So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Fayaz. Thank you, Anindya, for your valuable analysis, opinions. I think the audience who have listened to this program, they would have got a lot of new information, good analysis, unbiased analysis. on ground reports on the Gopalganj issue that we have seen. And I think the audience, please share your comments. Please comment on it. Like, do you want to more programs like this? So we would be certainly be hosting people, inviting people to come and discuss issues regarding Bangladesh and other aspects of it. So I thank Anindya and Faiyaz again. Faiyaz had lost his power, but still he continued. So I appreciate that for him. And we will see you tomorrow again. And before I leave, people who want to know more about Bangladesh as a nation, as a society, as a polity. So you can see these two books, The Joy of Bangla Reception, written by Kaushik Gangopadhyay and Devrata. The book is available in Bengali and in English. You can go and check it. So people who are interested in learning about Bangladesh as a society, as a polity, to give a chance to and read these books. So thank you, Anindya, again, and thank you, Faiyaz, for joining. He lost his power, so he could not be here, but really appreciate Faiyaz joining and giving us his time.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Jai Shri Ram, Vande Mataram.
Jai Shri Ram. Vande Mataram.